Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets on October 5th, 2021. So we've had a lot of stuff happening lately. It seems to be, many of us have been calling, the deep state is going down. It's going to be a beautiful thing when it does. Uh, Now I think that what we can do is see that it's actually happening, and to to see some of the stuff that happened yesterday with Facebook going down, uh, Mark Zuckerberg losing $7 billion in one day. It's basically revealing itself. It's revealing itself that this thing is now being available for everyone to see. And I think that as more of us start to see this, more of us start to awaken. It's a good thing. So there's lots of I think things that we can get out of the Facebook takedown yesterday. It can be, we can look at it and go, are they going to create another Facebook? I think they are. Probably off the back of what's there, maybe. Now, Facebook was created by DARPA, and it's basically a CIA tool to basically survey on us. So surveillance, as we know, is everything. You might as well just give it up. If you think that you're not being surveilled, that's ridiculous. So everything is watching us constantly. I mean, if you're in a shack in the woods and you don't have any electronics anywhere around you, maybe, maybe, but they're probably looking through that wood at you. I don't know. So it's well, I do know they can if they want to. So I think a lot of this stuff as we go forward gets revealed. We get to see, some of the things that they have been doing, the evil that they've been up to. Although I think there's still rogue groups out there that are, possibly can be active, kind of like what we're seeing, in the Canary Islands with that volcano going off and the possibility of it dumping, pieces of the island into the water and causing a tsunami. So soon, that they're up to something when you start to look at the news and you start to see tsunami this, tsunami that, tsunami. So they play these games. You can see right through the BS that these guys play. They love to create fear and problems. So one of those problems, which I'm going to share with you in a second, is an environmental problem. All right. So environmental problems, from the Gulf oil well spill, which was almost catastrophic for the earth. It happened on Earth Day, of course, because they love to have these little stupid signatures that they throw out there, to telegraph to each other. Stupid humans, because they're not, some of these people are reptilians. All right, planetary defense. NASA will launch November mission to deflect devastating. See, they got to put the fear out there. So this is far out there. This is all the way out to October 2nd of 2022. See, again, they like to play with the numbers. It's a numbers game for these guys on a Falcon 9 rocket, SpaceX. So, SpaceX 10. It's on October, which is a 10. October, which is their witching month, right? NASA's mission to deflect an asteroid using a spacecraft is targeting a late November launch. So late in November, it's going to launch. The DART spacecraft will head towards the Didymos binary on November 24th aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. It will smash into Didymoon at roughly 13,500 miles per hour on October 2nd, 2022. Didymoon came close to Earth in 2003, coming within 3.7 million miles. So I remember there was like some kind of a meme I saw one time, a little cartoon where they sent something like this out, and it basically hammered into the asteroid and broke it into pieces, and all those pieces came and hit the Earth, and it would have passed close by. So yeah, nothing can go wrong with these guys, right? They are perfect in everything they do. Mark Zuckerberg reportedly lost 6 billion after Facebook stock plummeted over massive outage. So I've heard a lot of different things. You know, the Skylink system being activated, coming online. I think all these corrupt, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, they're, Instagram, they're all going to go down. All right. Even Rumble, that I use right now. Rumble says they're the YouTube alternative, but even Rumble like shadow bans, and I mean, most of my videos don't get monetized on Rumble. And there was a long time where I couldn't even post videos on Rumble. And then when Trump came in, they decided to be like, we're behind Trump. Then, they stopped keeping me from posting videos. So, I mean, we'll take what we get for this point, but BitChute is also MI6. So a lot of these platforms that are saying they're, in our best interest now, they're not. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to get cleaned up. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go by, a lot of people that need to go bye. So today, Charlie Ward and I spoke, and that's on Rumble. So Charlie Ward and I spoke, and we talked about some of this. We talked about how, possible street justice might be happening for a lot of these people. Time for mass revolt. Can you believe? I never could believe that Hawaii even did this at all. Masks and lockdowns and stuff like that. They're like super. I mean, the place is like magnificent. It's got all the sunshine, UV, kills COVID, kills all the, viruses. So UV light, that's the thing. If you want to, defeat this thing, you have lots of UV light. They even have in some places where they'll bring in UV light after everybody's gone and blast bathrooms and other places with UV light. So why would they do that? Because it kills critters. And so Hawaii, of course, is full of demon rats. And so the demon rats there in Hawaii they basically control that island. So I remember when I was a Navy SEAL, there was one time where there was like the sewage spill along the coast because the Mexican, across the border in Mexico, they had raw sewage that was coming in. We built them. I think we spent like almost $1 billion. We built them a sewage treatment plant, so they quit dumping raw sewage into the Pacific and ruining the beaches and stuff. So our students couldn't get in the water, so we flew out to San Clemente Island to do a Hell Week. It was, I don't think it was never done before, and I don't think it's been done since, but it was quite an experience. Of course, we like to get in students' heads, kind of mess with them a little bit. So on the way out, we're saying, look back there at the mainland as we fly out to the island. No one can hear you scream now. So it's almost like that. It's funny, right? But the students weren't. They didn't like that. They had the long faces. It's like, oh, but most of them made it through actually. So they did pretty good. It was a good trip out there, out to the island. I liked it. It was a nice training environment. So anyway, unfortunately, Hawaii, where we obviously can't hear them scream because no one's paying attention. So I'm gonna let you know that Hawaii has some baddies there. They have some leftist Marxist judges in the one-party state. So there's people that are trying to use the judicial system to overcome this false lockdown, that they've been going through. And same thing with their students. They're forcing their students to, wear masks still. Hardly anybody else is wearing masks. I guess, I don't know. It's like I'm in Florida. We don't see them that much anymore. So I'm sure It might be different other places. So here is Alabama. So Alabamians, they're like, F that thing. So they filled the stadium up. It's like 100,000 people in here. It's like 100,000 people. Are they worried about the thingy? No. So F that. So look at the difference. Here's Hawaii. Hawaii with all the sunshine. So they got the player, they got the band, everybody six feet apart. I wonder if they're having to play their music. I can't see. I wonder if they're playing their music through masks. These people are beyond stupid. And not the people that are in Hawaii. They're under the thumb of these jackasses, but they need to rise up and push back. You know, Alabamians, I always say that I love to play with these Alabamians. You know, I love you, Alabamians. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know, it's not. I'm not joking you, because you know, you guys are rocking it. Look at that stadium. Damn, Crimson Tide, go Crimson Tide. You guys rock it. Keep rocking it. All right, so this is the dumbass state of Hawaii. So September 21st, 2021. See, I like to play these stupid numbers. 21. Even at the low levels, even in the educational system, there's deep state POSs. All right, dear parents, guardians, this is now the 8th week of school, and so very patronizing to the parents here. And we continue to have students that do not understand the importance of proper mask wearing on campus. So I love this. When I was in Pakistan, I spent many years going to Pakistan, hunting for terrorists. And we got one of the big ones, remember? Osama. And so we would see like demonstrations almost every day. So somebody's demonstrating in Pakistan. Yeah, almost every day. So some of them are well received, some of them not so much. So I remember this was so funny. And kind of funny, not for them, but funny for, you know, everybody else, I guess, because they laughed about it in the paper. The teachers were having a demonstration because they wanted more money, and so they were shouted down by people, and kind of badgered by people. And then it's in the papers like, oh, go you got some of the, you know, your own beatings that you've probably been, you know, putting out on the students all this time. So they weren't very friendly to the teachers back then. So we have been politely, the teachers of Hawaii, we have been politely reminding students multiple times a day about wearing their mask properly. We are still in a pandemic, and we must follow all health and safety mandates. Beginning this Thursday, 9/23/21, we will be implementing a zero tolerance rule for mask wearing. If students are seen wearing with their mask down, they will be cited. If their mask is below their nose, they will be cited. If they're walking around eating or drinking, they will be cited. Pulling up their mask when they see an adult will be too late. They have had 7 weeks to all of warnings to conform. It is now time for them to be responsible. A citation will equate to detention. Repeat offenders will be considered insubordinate students and will be issued progressive discipline, including but not limited to out of school suspensions. We appreciate you helping to communicate the importance of this mind control of health and safety mandates for your children. Thanking you in advance for your support of our mind control and your understanding that we need to have this mind control for your students going forward. Jason Nakamoto, principal. So the rest of America is finding a way to live with the thingy, while Hawaii's political leadership hides and buries their heads in the sand. I don't think they're hiding. They're outright evil. Hawaii residents deserve better, right? So rise up Hawaiians. I think I got that one right. Hawaiians. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Tropical cyclone Lion Rock to develop this Thursday. So I felt this coming. I don't know why. For Hawaii. And remember, I said a few days ago there was going to be storms coming for my area of Florida. Well, how about that? They're on the way. All right. So a low pressure zone is expected to develop into a tropical cyclone this Thursday and would be named Lion Rock after Hong Kong's iconic mountain. So you see here in the picture, looks like a lion rock. Lion. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. Maybe in a different angle. So a broad area of low pressure. So South China Sea, basically forecasting coming into China. So we talked about, a lot of us have talked about how we see Three Gorges Dam going bye-bye. So that'll be interesting to see if that actually takes place. So in October 20th through the 23rd, I'm doing an Ascended Master Retreat, Change the Quantum Matrix Inside Yourself. Now, when you click on this link in my description box, you'll see it in there. There's also now a whole description of the entire event, day by day. You know, I'm going to be teaching on 3 of those days, right? A few hours each day. So it's going to be quite amazing. I've worked with these guys before in the past. They're great. There's a great, if you want to see this information, put in your email account and it'll basically take you to another page. Once you get to that page, there's a little webinar there that Matthew is going to give you if you want to, go through that. It's very good. Love Matthew's work. Daryl Anka is going to basically channel Bashar. That's the opening night live stream. I'm going to be teaching. My teaching is the first time ever that I'm going to be teaching is on overcoming demonics. All right, demons, noticing demons, how to overcome demons, and it looks like we're going to make some crystals too that you can use. So there's also a guy there that I'm looking forward to hearing. Crypto Intel. That alone right there is $3,500 value. That's what he usually charges. So our all-star VIP presentations and guests. So it's going to be a small group. The venue is going to be near this. It's in this church, as you can see here. It's a nice little venue. The church itself. We have the place to ourselves. So you can get an early bird pricing until the 10th. That's why I want to bring it up to your attention right now. Today, the being the 5th, you only have 5 days left to save $500. That's pretty much pretty close to the price you're going to pay for your room, right? And I have the room information, and there's testimonials to the different courses, and we're going to talk about how to apply spiritual wisdom in this time of all the stuff that's going on right now. You definitely need that spiritual wisdom. All right. So that's in the description box, the links to that. If you guys want to check that out, I highly recommend it. Now I saw this, I don't normally do this, but I was like, this is what happened to me. They basically destroyed my life. So retired Lieutenant, Navy Lieutenant Commander Tom Caldwell has been falsely accused and prosecuted for exercising his constitutional rights and for supporting President Trump. So he was at the January 6th rally. So he's been falsely called a leader of attack by, this false flag. So they're trying to implicate people and it's not true. They lie, and then they've been holding this guy, and he's having to protect himself. Legal fees and stuff like that. So Tom was never commander of a group called the Oath Keepers. Tom never a leader of a group called the Oath Keepers. Never a member of the group Oath Keepers. Tom did not enter the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Tom did not commit any act of violence, damage any property, or threaten anyone, including law enforcement. Tom did not participate in a plan to enter the U.S. Capitol. Yet the government is falsely accusing him and has imprisoned and abused him. So this is unbelievable. So his wife is talking about it. There he is in his 10th Commander outfit. Served his country like a lot of us have. And then what do we get from these deep state jerk offs? So it's unbelievable. So his farm is they're under pressure to the point where they might lose their farm. So the farm has been in the family for a very long time, all the way back to the Revolutionary War. They had Civil War battles on their property. They do, sustainment on their property. They're clearing out all the things that aren't native. And so today, the farm is used to raise a small herd of beef cattle in a sustainable fashion. Tom and his family work to improve the land and environment by removing non-native invasive plant species and replacing them with native plants such as pawpaw trees, which was George Washington's favorite fruit. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I just learned it here. Service berries, hazelnuts, and sassafras. Pawpaws are North America's largest native fruit. And here it is right here. And were George Washington's favorite fruit. So it says, unfortunately, our farm is in jeopardy of being lost due to the relentless assault on truth and justice, because the justice system is compromised, right? They become political and they're outright evil right now. So we have to band together and help each other out during this time frame. So I contributed to this gentleman's cause, and hopefully we can get him to the point where he's justified, he gets justice, and they get to keep their lovely farm. The Department of Justice weaponized to target conservatives is intent upon bankrupting Tom and his family. With their modest retirement nest egg evaporating quickly, no farm animals remain on the property, and tractors and other farm equipment have been sold to pay legal fees. These expenses continue to mount as the Department of Justice pursues its unjust prosecution of an innocent, disabled veteran who simply went to the nation's capital, like myself, for the historic event of an outgoing president's final rally. We thought we were going to go there to help support him, and hopefully he would continue. But his vice president basically voted against him without help, and they used this event to the next day have no discussion and voted him out. So those baddies. So without help, Tom and his wife Sharon will be forced to sell their final asset, their modest farmhouse, and the farm itself. So sad day, Patriots. So, a lot of us are doing what we can. There's a donate button here. I'm going to put this link in the description box. So I gave them $50, and I'm going to see if they need more. I'll give more if needed. Donate what you can, or not, just support them, with prayer. If that's all you can do, that's helpful too. All right. So yeah, we're all under threat here, and it's extremely frustrating. We can support each other, and that's what we're here for. So I just did a show with the C60 guys. So that's on my YouTube channel. Great stuff. I've been using it for a while now. My wife and I love it. I used to use another product that was not as good, and I thought it was the best, and these guys are much better. So you save on these products by when you go to the checkout, put in EVUI. So you save another extra 10%. You can save up to 25% if you buy in bulk and do basically have it shipped to you every month. All right. So last thing I want to cover is So we know that they want to jack the price of oil up because that's the oil is basically their money, right? So they're going to continue to have these types of events. They're going to blow up. You know, they attacked in I think it was Saudi Arabia. They did an attack there. They blew up some terminals, all kinds of crazy stuff. We're seeing terminals like blow up. Like, why did that blow up? So who blew that up would be the better question. Or they're attacking the infrastructure. As we know, everyone that's in the Southeast, basically they came in and hacked into the system. They, being the deep state, we know the deep state did it. Blame it on the Russians. Come on. And so the deep state came in. They got to pay off because that's what they do. They steal intellectual property like mine and other people's, and they take down, good companies, and then come in with their evil companies like Amazon, and just take everything over, or Walmart. So, environmental catastrophe. Cruise race to slow massive oil spill along Southern California coast. Now, when I was in the SEAL teams, I used to lead training, and I used to do training with SEAL Team 6, where we would climb onto the oil rigs in case terrorists got on there, threatening to blow them up. That would be an environmental catastrophe, right? But these guys get on and do it themselves, the evil deep state. Right. So they basically set off, they blew up one of these pipelines, probably punched a hole in it somehow, sent them with the little submarines down there and punched a hole in it. And now the 100,000 gallons of oil is in the ocean. Now, when I used to go on these things, there were these oil rigs. We used to climb up the metal on the outside, and come in with our rebreathers, nice and quiet, and then take them off and hook them underwater, and then come out of the water and climb up. And climbing was sometimes difficult. I was a lead climber, so I would lead the climbing. I would lead the climbing when we did shipboarding. So it was fun times. We went out to Santa Barbara to do our training when I was, leading the training at SEAL Team 3 many years ago, when I did close quarter combat training. And this was one of the blocks of training, a 1 week block. So we'd come in with helos, we dive in. And I remember one time I get to stay overnight, there overnight. I get to go around. They had like these massive scallops. They started about 50 feet. And I would go down, several of us would go down, we'd get these big bags, big, Navy, bags, cloth bags. And we would take these scallops off, and they were massive scallops, and ocean scallops. And it was like just hundreds of them. And we barely touched the surface of these things, because these oil rigs are massive. They have legs that go down into the water, and they're just full of scallops all the way down. I was like, oh my God. So we're talking to some of the guys that worked on it, and they were saying, yeah, this is the wintertime because we're there in the winter. So we kind of slow the operation down. We slow the oil wells down. Now, remember, this is like over 20 years ago. And that oil well had been there for like 40 years. So it's been there 60 years now, probably over 60 years. And it's like, he was telling us, yeah. I was like, whatever happened to these things running out of oil? He's like, that's bullshit. We could pump nonstop, and we would never stop. We never, because I know the basic oil replenishes itself, right? And he kind of hinted at that, and then I started doing the research. I'm like, damn, these guys know this shit, and they like tell us that this stuff is getting rarer. Back in the 70s, they told us that all the oil wells are going to dry up, and so they cranked up the price of oil like a crazy amount. And there were long lines and all kind of crazy stuff back in the 70s, late 70s. And was it late 70s? I think it was late 70s. Yeah. Because I was 18 when I went in the military, and I remember I was in the military when it happened. So late 70s. So I was asking this guy, well, why don't you pump, nonstop? And he says, well, in the wintertime, there's less demand, so we don't need to pump it up because we drop the price too much. And he says, in the summertime, the demand goes up, so that's when we start to pump more, so we can make more money. I was like, wow, you're a wealth of information. Thank you so much. I was like, wow, that's just, how about that? How many of you guys knew that? Probably none of you, right? It's a scam. It's a friggin' scam. These guys suck. All right. Crews were able to remove more than 3,000 gallons of oil from the ocean. So they don't care. They don't care if they do environmental damage. They hate the earth. They hate it. These are like reptilian assholes, these people in charge. So they'll come in and do this. They did the Gulf of oil spill. And fortunately, we have off-worlders that help us and get involved. So if this gets a little too out of control, they'll come in and do their work. And they have been seen doing their work. But don't depend on that. They don't like to clean up the babies, butts. And that's pretty much what's going on right now. So these babies' butts are these deep staters that come in and do this stuff to us. And most of us don't know it. I know it. I'm telling you, you know it now. Go tell everybody. How many people are going to listen to you? That guy's crazy. There's no way that they would allow a hole to pop in that thing. It's just an accident. It's been there a long time. It's been there a long time. So these things are built to last a long time. Yeah. They don't just get a hole in them. They're built to last, right? Somebody put a hole in that damn thing. So at least 126 and more probably is going to come out. Gallons of crude spilled because it's going to jack the price up, guys. This is what these idiots do. They're going to jack the price of oil up because of the spill. And when this runs out being useful, they'll blow up a terminal somewhere, or, a distillation plant somewhere. That's the way these guys work. And that'll jack up the price of fuel again. It says, in a year that has been filled with incredibly challenging issues, this oil spill constitutes one of the most devastating situations that our community has dealt with in decades, she said, calling the spill an environmental catastrophe. You're probably in on it. All right. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating. This oil thing, there is no need. There is no need for this. It could be free energy, right? So we all know that. It's but these guys are going to continue to play this game as long as we don't wake up. So when we wake up, then we get to push back, and like we're doing. And I say, yeah, a lot of you guys, Sage, yeah, pisses me off. So you guys are pissed off, right? But don't let it get you pissed off too much. Stay so greedy. That's right, Sage. Fear-based. That's right. Meow. For the price of beings dying. That's right. So there are lots of beings that are dying. The fish, birds are washing up. These guys don't care. They just want to make money. That's all they care about. It's unbelievable, isn't it? So once you start to see, these different things, and see how evil they are, you're like, at some point, we're going to stop this. And these people will be held accountable. So this is just one of many things. We'll see, the children coming over the border and where they're going. It's not a good thing. So children disappearing by the tens of thousands that are coming over the border. Where do you think they're going? A lot of us know that party drug that they like, adrenochrome. So that's going to be, they've they've been stopped out on that stuff. They've been stopped out on their cocaine. They've been stopped out on their opium. Their opium, all their drugs that they make money on. You know, they got stopped out on a lot of that stuff, especially, you know, coming from Afghanistan, where they had, you know, a lot of that stuff coming over here. Why do you think the opioids blew up? People getting addicted to heroin. Yeah, that's from Afghanistan. That's when it all blew up. So now, are they going to start to bring it across the border again? Very possibly. So, you know, they have major plans, you know, how they're going to, like, you know, make money and, you know, do stuff. I think their plans are basically running out of steam. They're running out of things that they can do. They're desperate, trying to flood the border. I just saw where there's like 400,000 people that are heading towards the U.S. now. So, and they're saying upwards of another million. So it's you know, they're you know, the U.S. won't last much longer, so something's going to be done. Everybody's thinking that the wheels are about to come off the, you know, deep state train. So I think they are. But how long will it take? As long as it takes, I'm good. Let's keep taking them down. So I've even heard reports of that when Facebook and Instagram and all those corrupt, you know, social media sites went down for over 6 or 7 hours all around the world, that there were a lot of arrests happening. So maybe that's a form of communication that they have to clue each other up. And I've even heard that Facebook and some of those other ones have back channels of moving children. Yeah. So, you know, shutting all those systems down is very possibly something that happened. They came after them because, you know, they were like, privacy is not very good. Well, privacy for, you know, children, because children are getting trafficked through there. All right. Okay, guys. Hope you got something out of it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Lots of love out there. Stay in the love vibration. Good love vibration. Get you through this. Get you through this storm that we're in. All right. So it's interesting. When I saw Charlie Ward today, I was like, he's weathering the storm. You know, I remember talking to Charlie Ward like over a year ago, like, God, maybe a year and a half ago, when I first, you know, started doing all this stuff. I remember he was the same way. He was just getting started. So we're, you know, have a great little chat. So I'm looking at him like, you have weathered the storm. How many of you feel that way? Are you weathering the storm? Because he was all calm. He said, he was like, you know, I'm the calmest I've ever been during this whole time. And I feel the same way. You see me getting all excited? The only time I get excited is when I'm trying to get people motivated to look at stupid, you know, like this oil spill. It's like, this is just a ploy to jack up the price of oil. All right.